Hello, on this video I'm gonna be installing the Neovim distribution normal Neovim, which is just a normal Neovim distribution, and you're gonna see why. To install it, we come here to the GitHub page and we scroll down until we find the installation command. Okay, you can also install manually if you want, just by cloning the repo. And after you try it, you can install the dependencies later, which are optional if you want to. But for the sake of simplicity, I'm gonna be using the installer. So we come to terminal and we paste it. Okay, and it's installed already. How do we know it's installed? Because we have the Neovim folder here. Okay, so we can use it already. But the installer is gonna ask us to fork the repository in case we want to be the owner of the entire config, which I recommend. Okay, this is telling you fork the project in GitHub and introduce your username so we can set the update channel to your own repo. But if you just want to try it, you just skip the step. Okay, and it's gonna ask you, do you want to install the dependencies? Yeah, let's do it. It has detected we are in Arch Linux. And these dependencies are optional, as I already mentioned, and they are just compilers we can use in Neovim to compile our programs. You see, I already finished to install the dependencies. It has installed the plugins of the distro and also the language servers. Okay, so I think it's safe to close this already. Mason is still installing, so let's wait for it. And you can see everything is installing. Okay, this is LSP servers, debuggers, liners, formatters. You don't need to take care of this because the distro do it for you. Of course, you can change anything you want later, but the point of NormalNvim is you just install it and you use it. You don't need to configure anything. You can, but you are not obligated to do it, unlike other distros, which require a lot of your attention. While it is installing, let's start looking into the distro, into the config. Okay, you have two directories here. You have base, which is your Vim globals. All of them are in one file. You can see here we are defining the color scheme to Tokionite is the theme by default. Here you have the config of your package manager, which by default is lazy. Then you have the auto commands, which are just nice to have stuff. Most of them you don't need them, but well, they are nice. And the mappings finally. Okay, and you can see the description of every file at the top, so you don't really need to dive into it. You can understand how everything works in one look. Sorry, and then you have the utils directory. You don't need to come here if you don't want to. This is just convenient helpers we use for the mappings, to define the mappings, so we can save code that. And that's it, that's the distro. The distro is just base. So if you come into the plugins directory, what you have here is extra behaviors. Okay, we add them through plugins, and you can see all the plugins we add here. The user interface, receiver, LSP, auto completion, and finally, stuff we use for coding like comments, snippets, a compiler. We ship a compiler, by the way. Compiler.nvim was developed for NormalNvim, even though you can use it in every distro. I will show it to you in a moment. So now the distro is installed. Then what do we do with this? Let's open a file, the default file explorer, we use is Ranger, and you can see it here. It's very powerful. So let's look for some piece of code. Okay, I'm gonna open, for example, I don't know, what can I open? A C project, for example, okay? This project is just two files. You have a print hello function, and we call it from the main function. And if we press F6, this is gonna open the compiler. So let's build and run the program. And the reason why this is failing is before we compile, we need to change the working directory to this directory. And now we can do it. You see? Now we have a key. Now we have hello world here. And well, this will be how you install NormalNvim and how you use it to compile. You can check into the wiki of this project, which I recommend, to see how you use it. Here you have all the different commands you can use. If you don't feel like going into the wiki, you can just press space and you also have all the mappings here. So try it. I hope you enjoy it, and I will release more videos explaining every single feature separately. It's a lot of features, so it's gonna be a lot of videos. See you later.